Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you my best ground beef hack that I've been using lately. My name is Anita, welcome to my channel. This is where I show you how I've lost almost 150 pounds following an animal-based ketogenic diet. Today we're going to cook this chub of ground beef, and I'm going to show you the hack that I've been using. Now, I have 2 dogs that are carnivore, and we go through a ton of ground beef. But this hack is good for all kinds of meal prep for human carnivores as well. And so some of this will be for the dogs and some will be for me. And it's so easy and the meat comes out really nice. So I wanted to share it with you. Ground beef has gone up in price a lot. I used to be able to get this chub a year ago. I swear it seemed like it was $3.99 a pound on sale, $4.99 to $5 something regular price. Well, now I'm always running to the store to buy meat for the dogs. I buy a 1 pound pack and it's $8-9 minimum. So this was on sale for $6.99 a pound. So I grabbed 2 of them. One's in the freezer right now. But today I'm going to deal with this one, and so we're showing it to you. Basically, what is going to happen is I am going to boil this. Now, about a year ago, I showed you the same kind of thing, but in an Instant Pot. And that is still a great hack if you have an Instant Pot. I'm liking this boiling it on the stove in a pot. There's my pot. It's just over half full of water, and I've turned it on so that it would be hopefully boiling by the time I go over there. We're going to do it in there, and I'm going to talk about the advantages and why I like it and other things like that. So let's cut this baby open and head over to the stove so I can show you what's happening. Okay, so the water is just coming up to a boil, so I'm going to use my knife and just cut the tip of this chub, and then I can use my scissors to get to the rest of it. The water is boiling, and basically I'm going to empty this whole chub into the water in little bits and, well, handfuls. Now this is lean ground beef, and that's the one that I wanted. That's usually what I buy for the dogs. The things that I'm going to use this ground beef for require all the fat to be rendered off, and boiling the ground beef is such an easy way to get what's left of the fat off. I mean, it's not very fatty being lean ground beef instead of the regular, but still this is a good way to really get just the ground beef and not the fat after. So just going to do that bit by bit. I've got this where I will be using that to break up the pieces. And be careful, don't splash yourself with boiling hot water. This is a 5 pound chub. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Actually, no, it's not 5 pounds. I think it's 3 pounds. Looks like I'm making meatball soup. I'll let it come back up to a boil. So basically, this meat, when it's finished, and before I save it for meal prep in the various ways that I'm going to talk about later, it will be fully cooked. There'll be no pink or red inside. It's going to be excellent for several different things that I do with it. I'm just starting to break it up. You can also use a tool like this. It's got the 3. This is actually made for ground beef in a pan to break it up. So it's another good one to use. I'm on the lookout for a wooden one. This one is silicone, but I prefer the wooden utensils. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit so that we get to a boil. Once it comes back to a simmer or a boil, I would say a simmer. It doesn't need to be at a full boil. Just a simmer is good enough. Let it go for I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes and keep breaking it up. And at that point, it's ready to drain. And I will show you when we come back in a few minutes what that looks like. So we'll see in a few minutes, and I'm going to keep breaking it up. So this meat is fully cooked. It's not completely lump-free yet. I'm going to still work on that as I'm doing this next part. So the next part is to drain the broth off. Now, if I had one of those big spider things, you know, like it's a slotted spoon, but it's really big, I could use that, but I don't have one of those. So, and this is going to take me all day if I use that. So I'm going to drain it in a colander and capture the liquid in here. And I just need to grab some oven mitts and take this over to the sink. Let's bring this over carefully because this is very hot. I'm going to drain slowly here into this colander, which is only so big. So I think what I'm going to do is scoop out some of the ground beef. Where did that? Okay. What I have here is a whole bunch of paper towels stacked onto a dish towel, big, thick, heavy dish towel, because I really just want to drain, you know, liquid from here. I'm probably going to have to get another bowl. I have a second bowl, and I'm going to drain the remainder of the water. Those handles are cool enough. All right, so I have 2 big bowls of liquid, which I'm going to set aside. I'm going to let those cool down. The fat will rise to the top and the liquid will stay. The fat can be used for cooking. You can, you know, save it off and do what you want with that. The main thing is that don't drain this down your sink, because you're going to get plumbing problems at some point if you do that, because it looks like nice hot liquid right now, but once it gets through your system, it'll start to solidify, and you don't want that. That's really the most important aspect of draining this, is to save the fat for you to keep, but also to save the fat from damaging your plumbing. So I'm just going to do a little more breaking up of the ground beef here. And then we've got the rest of this. We're just going to let this dry on this big pan and paper towel. Bunch of paper towels here. And I'm going to bring it over to the counter and tell you what is going to happen next. Okay, so this has had a chance to cool down. It also has drained, and I can touch it, so it's nice and cool. I'm going to do 3 things with this particular batch. I'm going to make a bowl for the dogs, and that will last them a few days. They're Chihuahuas, so they don't eat a lot. I'm going to make a bowl of taco meat, which I'll use sometime over the next few days. And I'm going to save a third to dehydrate in order to make pemmican and some other things. And so that will use up this, what was 3 pounds. So I've got my scale. Now that was 3 pounds raw. 1 pound raw is roughly equivalent to 12.5 ounces of cooked. And so I am going to weigh out 12.5 ounces in this bowl, and that will be for the dogs. And as soon as I said that, Teddy came running over here to try to figure out what is for the dogs. Yes, it is going to be for you. So I'm just going to use my hands to get that in there. 12 ounces I'm going to just make it 12 ounces. Okay, so that is for the dogs. Now I am going to do one for taco meat. I'm starting to question whether or not this was actually 3 pounds because it doesn't look like there's going to be much left. We've got 8 ounces here, and that'll be enough for 2 servings. Oh, this one, just so it's ready to go, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of seasoning mix. This one is fajita. I'm not even going to show you the label because this company is out of business, so you can't order it anyways, but just look for a clean, you know, if you're looking for mixes, clean mixes, or make your own, just to be safe. So this is ready to go for a weeknight meal. Just use whatever your favorite mix is, mix it in, it's ready to go. You could just throw it in a pan. Put whatever else you're gonna put in. I probably just would heat it up and add some sour cream on top of this, and there's dinner. So that's that one. And lastly, let's see how much we actually have left here. What's left here is going to be dehydrated, and I keep dehydrated ground beef in a jar. This is super handy stuff to have for pemmican recipes, other things, emergency food. If you're a prepper, whatever, that's what's going to happen with this ground beef, and I am going to do that in a separate video because otherwise this video will be too long. But I wanted to show you the first step in getting to the point where I can dehydrate the meat to make it nice and dry. So we are up to 5 and a bit ounces here. It's going to be 5.5 ounces. So that was not a full 3 pounds like I thought it was, but that's okay. And so we're done for this video, and I want to thank you for watching, and I'm sure that you can think of other ways to use this, you know, easily prepped ground beef. One of the things I like about it is that it's just very, very clean. It's not greasy. For any of those recipes where you're going to be adding other things and you just want clean cooked ground beef, it's perfect for that. And it's also perfect for the dogs. They have very sensitive stomachs and cannot tolerate the fat that is on the ground beef if I just give it to them fried in a pan. And so that's why I need to come up with these other ways. So it's perfect for that as well. Thank you for watching. I hope that this is a good hack for you as well, and see you guys next time.
My best brown beef. Today we are